So good day, ma'am. I am Anel Fernandez, and this is my final examination in your subject, Law Enforcement and Administration 2. So let's start with the components of the United States of Criminal Justice System. So they have law enforcement, courts, and correction in the United States criminal justice system. So meron lamang silang tatlong branch. The United States criminal justice system is broken down into three focus of the law and dealing with criminals in different stage of their criminal activity. So, yung number one nila is the law enforcement. So, this individual is responsible for upholding the law. Sila yung nagsasagawa ng mga batas sa kanilang bansa or sa isang komunidad. Bilang isang law enforcement, sila din yung mga nag-i-investigate ng mga crimes at nag-apprehend sila yung nag-apprehend sa isang individual. Yun. Sila yung mga individual na nagko-commit ng crime sa isang lugar. So, sila yung mga nag-apprehend doon. So, individuals include patrol officers, sheriffs, and deputies, and federal agents, game and park rangers, detectives, and other individuals. So, yun yung mga person under the law enforcement. So, sabi din dito, law enforcement individual must be knowledgeable of the individual rights of suspect, offenders, and at the same time citizens and civil rights. So, bilang isang law enforcement, dapat alam mo din yung mga rights or rights ng isang tao bilang isang offender and also a citizen and civil rights. So, 2. The courts. Ito na yung sa pangalawa. The courts in the American justice system is the individual in the court component work to ensure an individual's right. Yon. Sila yung ito yung trabaho ng court. Sila yung responsible naman para ma-ensure nila yung right ng isang individual. Kung hindi ba na-violate yung mga fair trial takes place. Ito yung kung saan yung justice kailangan pantay bilang isang individual. Kahit na nag-commit ka ng crime, meron pa rin tayong rights. So, kailangan balance yon, fair. Ano? So, key individuals in play, this component of the United States justice system include, ito na yung mga taong under sa courts. Maaaring sila ay judge, prosecutors, defense lawyer, and jury members. So, sabi dito, public defenders are defense attorneys who are appointed to individuals who cannot afford an attorney. So, sa United States, meron silang tinatawag na public defenders na kung saan ang isang offenders na kung saan nakapag-commit siya ng crime at hindi niya ma-afford ang isang attorney, merong public defenders. Sila yung responsible for that. Sa ganong situation, sila yung responsible. Kapag ang isang individuals or offender ay hindi ma-afford ang isang attorney. So, third, the corrections. In the American justice system, the third component ensures. Sila yung mga nag-ensures that a convicted offenders serve his or her sentence as adjudged by the courts and supervises the convict as they service their sentence. So, ibig sabihin, ang isang individual or offender na nakapag-commit ng crime ay convicted na or nasa prison na siya. So, may mga taong responsible para sa kanila. Ito yung tinatawag na probation officers, parole officers, and corrections officer. Dito sa correction officer, sila yung nagsusupervise sa mga inmates that are being housed and serving sentence in prison. Yung mga nakakulong, ang responsible doon ay yung mga corrections officers. Dito naman sa probation officers, supervise adult and juvenile offenders who are being monitored by the courts in lieu of serving a sentence in jail. They also conduct pre-sentence investigation. Yung mga officer na to, nagko-conduct din sila ng mga investigation kahit na nasa prison na yung isang individual. So, meron din silang tinatawag na parole officers. Sila naman yung mga nagpo-provide ng supervision for individuals who released from the prison o yung mga nakalaya na. Sila din yung mga nag-aasikaso doon. So, dito naman tayo sa sequence of events in criminal justice system in the United States. So, dito sa may, itong blue na to, ito yung mga crime. Dito naman sa may dark blue na to, ito na yung mga events. Ito na yung entry into the system. Ito yung reported crime, observed crime, investigation, and charge dismissed, arrest, and charge filed. Dito naman sa may violet, dito naman yung mga prosecution and pre-trial services. Dito papasok yung mga initial appearance, preliminary hearing, bail or detention, juvenile offenders, offenders, misdemeanors, diversion, release without prosecution. So, ito yung mga magiging kalalabasan ng mga process na yon. Maybe release or diverse and release or diverse. Dito naman sa may purple, sila yung nagre-represent sa education. Maaring ito naman ay yung charge diverse, guilty plea, reproduction diverse, charge dismissed or acquitted. Ito yung mga guilty plea. Dito naman sa may orange, papasok yung mga sentencing and sanction. Dito yung mga appeal, sentencing. Yan. Disposition. Dito yung sa dulo. And then, the last is the correction. Dito na yung mga kulong na. So, meron pa ding mga process. Durations, ayan, mga prisons, out of system, revocation. So, ito yung sequence ng criminal justice system sa United States. So, let's start with the 25 countries with different police organization. So, let's start with the Myanmar. The organization called Myanmar Police Force, and the mother agency is the Ministry of Home and Affairs, and supervised by the Indian Imperial Police, and the current headquarters is Naypyidaw, and the current chief commissioner is Tan Hilang. The requirements to become a police in Myanmar must be 5'6" in height and 140 pounds and a bachelor degree holder. And the special units in Myanmar, they called it Tatmadaw, with a salary of 338,000 K per month. So, depends on the current nila sa pera. So, in Malaysia naman, the organization called Royal Malaysia Police, and the mother agency is the Ministry of Home Affairs. So, Minister of Home Affairs then, and supervised by the Federation of Malaysia Police. The current headquarters in Bukitaman, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Yun yung current headquarters. And the current chief commissioner is Abdul Hamid Bador. The requirements must be 5'6" in height and holder of diploma, bachelor's degree, and permanent resident. The special unit in Malaysia, they call it Tindakhas. Yung salary naman, maabot siya na 85,420 RM, and yung motto naman ng kanilang police force is police and community will not separate. Next, the Nepal. The organization called Nepal Police. The mother agency is the Ministry of Home Affairs and supervised by the Ringdal and the headquarters on Ayal, Kathmandu. The current Chief Commissioner is Shailesh Tapa Kohitri, and the requirements to become a police must be 5'6" in height and 160 pounds and pass the classes 8. And the special unit in Nepal, they called it Armed Police Force, and the salary around 45,800 NPR, and the motto of their police force is truth, service, and security. Next is the Albania. The organization called Albania Police State, and the mother agency is Ministry of Internal Affairs and supervised by the Gendarmerie. The current headquarters is in Bajram Kari Boulevard, Tirana, and the current chief commissioner is R.D. Value, and the requirements to become a police in Albania must be 5'5" for female and 5'7" for male in height. Bachelor's degree, and yun yung educational requirements nila, bachelor's degree and bachelor's degree holder. And the special unit in Albania, they call it Renea, with a salary of 57,700 AL. The motto is protect life with our own life. Peru. Sa Peru naman, the organization called National Police of Peru. The mother agency is Lima and supervised by Ripan, and the current headquarters is in Las Incas Avenue, Cercado, Lima, and the chief commissioner is Dirandro, and the qualification must be 5'8" in height and 160 pounds, and a bachelor degree holder. And the special unit in the police force in Peru is the Peru Police Forces. Salary of 4,530 pen. Their motto is God, Fatherland, and Law. So, in Kuwait, the organization called Kuwait Police, and the mother agency is the Ministry of Interior and supervised by the Directorate of Public Security Force, and the current headquarters is in the Kuwait City, and the current Chief Commissioner is Ahmad Abjaver and Al-Sava. The requirements to become a police must be 170 cm with 140 pounds, and for educational requirements must be high school graduate, and the special unit of this organization in Kuwait is the Police Special Forces. So, ang salary naman ng police force dito sa Kuwait ay maabot na 790 KWD salary. The motto of this force is the God, Country, and the Emir. Sa New Zealand naman, the organization called New Zealand Police, and the mother agency is the Minister of Police and supervised by the Minister of Police. And to be police in New Zealand must be 5'8" height and the weight of 140 pounds. The current headquarters is in Molesworth Street, Wellington, and the current Chief Commissioner is Andrew Coaster. And for educational requirements, must be pass the police training course and a bachelor's degree holder with 4,500 salary, and the motto of safer communities together. So in Pakistan, the organization called Punjab Police, and the mother agency is the Police Service of Pakistan and supervised by the government of Punjab. The current headquarters is in Lahore, Punjab, and the current Chief Commissioner is Inam Ghani. And to become a police in Pakistan must be 5'8" in height and 140 pounds. And for educational requirements, must be a high school graduate, a bachelor's degree, and a special unit, they call it Special Combat Unit, with a salary of Rs 1,993,364 Rs. And their motto is to serve and protect our Punjab. In Indonesia, the organization called Indonesian National Police, and the mother agency and the Indonesian National Armed Forces, and supervised by the Ministry of State-owned company, and the current headquarters is in Kebayoran Baru, South Jakarta. And the current Chief Commissioner is Listio Sigit Furbawa. And the requirements to become a police in Indonesia must be 5'8" in height and 140 pounds. And in educational requirement must be a bachelor degree holder and a professional license and permanent resident. And the special unit in Indonesia, they call it Brimob Special Forces. And the salary of police force in Indonesia, salary of 3,340 IDR to 11,500 LDR. And the motto of the police in Indonesia is Trasta Sidakotama, serving the nation. So in Dubai naman, the organization called Dubai Police, and the mother agency is the Ministry of Interior and supervised by the jurisdiction ruler of Dubai, with the current commissioner Abdullah Khalifa Al-Mari and the headquarters in Tuai, Dubai. To become a police must be 5'7" in height and 140 pounds. And educational requirements must be a bachelor's degree and a permanent resident. And the special unit in Dubai, they call it Alpha Force, and the salary of 199,725 a year. Their motto is to use excellence and description to our task. Yung motto nila. So, in Japan, Japan has a police organization and they call it National Police Agency. The mother agency of this organization is the National Public Safety Commission and supervised by the National Rural Police. The current headquarters of this organization is on Kasugmigase, Kyoto, Tokyo, and the current chief is Mihotimo Matsumoto. For requirements to be a police in Japan must be 170 cm and 148 pounds. And for educational requirements must be high school graduate. And the special unit in Japan, they call it assault team. With the salary in the police force is siya ng 144,000 JPY. So, in Afghanistan, the organization called Afghan National Police. And the parent agency is the Bureau of International Narcotic and the Law Enforcement Affairs, and supervised by the Afghanistan Ministry of Interior Affairs. And the current headquarters is on Kabul with the current Chief Commissioner Massoud Andarabi. The requirements to become a police in Afghanistan must be 5'7" in height and 140 pounds in weight, with a bachelor degree. And the salary of the police in Afghanistan is 151,000. And the motto of the organization is to serve with pride, dignity for the community. So in Iran, the organization called Iranian Police, and the mother agency is the General Staff of Armed Forces and supervised by the Sharbani Gendarmerie, and the current headquarters is on Tehran, and the current commissioner is Brigadier General Hossein Astre. To become a police in Iran must be 152 cm and 140 pounds. At least a high school graduate, and for special qualification is a bachelor degree holder, and the special unit of this organization is the YEGO. They called it YEGO. And the salary of 26,800 IRR salary. The motto of this organization is persistently standing for Allah and witness injustice. In Israel, the organization called Israel Police, and the mother agency of Police International Investigation Department, and supervised by the Israeli Ministry of Public Security, and the current headquarters of Kiryat Hamashela is. Jerusalem, and the current commissioner, Kobi Shabtai. To become a police in Israel must be 152 centimeter and the weight of 148 pounds. And for educational requirements must be high school graduate, a bachelor's degree with full driver license. And the salary of ILS 130,925 to 224,443 ILS. The special unit in Israel called Yamam. The motto of the police force in Israel is the fidelity, bravery, and integrity. In Hong Kong, the organization called Hong Kong Police Force. The mother agency of this organization is Security Bureau and supervised by the Security Bureau also. And the current headquarters is on Wan Chai City of Victoria. And to become a police in Hong Kong, must be 163 centimeter for male and 152 for female, and a 50 kilogram for male and 42 for female. And for educational requirements, a bachelor degree holder, good in psych, and special unit of this organization, they call it Elite Tactical Unit, with the salary of Hong Kong $30,000 per year salary. The motto of this organization is serving Hong Kong with honor, duty, and loyalty. So, in Germany, the organization called Federal Police Bundespolizei, and the mother agency is Federal Ministry of Interior, and supervised by the Bundespolizeium, and the headquarters in DVOL Presidium. And the requirements to become a police, it must be 5'7" in height and 140 pounds, and a bachelor's degree holder or a master degree. And the special unit of these forces in Germany is called GS9, der Bundespolizei, a salary of 55,841 The motto of the police organization is the police, your friend. And in France, the organization called National Police, and the mother agency is the Ministry of Interior, and supervised by the Soviet Natronate, and the headquarters on Pans. France, the current Chief Commissioner Frederic Verox, and the requirements to become a police must be 5'3" in height and 140 pounds, and on the educational requirements, have a baccalaureate degree and a French nationality. And the special unit in France, they call it RAID. The organization have a salary of 46,911 and their motto is Pro Patria Vigilant. In Australia, the organization called Australia Federal Police, and the mother agency of this organization is the Department of Home and Affairs, and supervised by the Australian Protective Service. The current headquarters is on Edmund Barton Building, and the current chief is Ray Kershaw. To become a police must be 5'6" in height and 148 pounds, and at least a high school graduate and hold Australian citizenship. The special unit is this police tactical group with a salary of 25,900 AUD to 89,400 AUD. And the motto of the Australia Federal Police is keeping Australia safe. In Greece, the organization called Hellenic Police, and the mother agency is Minister of Citizen Agency, and supervised by Hellenic Gendarmerie. And the current headquarters Athens, Greece. The current chief commissioner is Michael Karamalakis. And the requirements to become a police in Greece must be 5'7" in height and 148 pounds, and at least a high school graduate and complete physical fitness test. And the salary of this force is 21,030 to 36,051 and the motto of this organization is ensure, place, and order. The Philippines. The Philippines, the organization called Philippine National Police. The mother agency is the Department of Interior and Local Government and supervised by the Philippine Constabulary. And the current headquarters is in Camp Crame, Quezon City. The current chief commissioner is the Bold Sinas. The requirements to become police must be 5'2" in female and 5'4" for male in height and 140 pounds, and a baccalaureate degree holder, and the special unit is the Special Action Force. And the salary of this organization is 29,668 pesos to 149,785 pesos. And the motto of this organization is to serve and protect. In China, the organization called the Chinese People Armed Police, and the mother agency is the Central Military Commission and supervised Ministry of Public and Security. The current headquarters is in Hayden District, Beijing, China. And to become a police in China must be 5'7" in height and 148 pounds. Must be a senior high school or college graduate. And for special qualification is a permanent resident in China. The special unit in China, they called it Special Police Force. And the salary of the police is 18,000 CNY to 28,600 CNY. And the motto of this organization is to serve the people. In Spain, the organization called Policia Nacional. The mother agency is Cuerpo Superior de Policia and supervised also. The current headquarters is the Calle Miguel, Madrid, Spain. The current chief commissioner is Fernando Grande Marlasca. To become a police must be 1.70 cm and 1.65 cm and 148 pounds. A high school graduate or obtain GED special qualification is Spanish nationality and driver license full. The special unit called Grupo Especial de Operaciones and the salary of 17E and motto law and order. In Bahrain, the police organization called Bahrain State Police, and the mother agency is the Ministry of Interior and supervised also. The current headquarters is D1 Fort Manama, and the current chief commissioner is Mas General Tarek Al Hassan, and the height requirements is 5'7" with 140 pounds, must be a high school graduate and physically fit, and have a special unit. And the special unit they called Special Security Forces with a salary of 7,000 RS to 39,000 RS. And the motto of their organization is the Special Security Forces Always Forward. In Bhutan, the organization called Royal Bhutan Police, and the mother agency Prime Minister and supervised by Ministry of Home and Cultural Affairs. And the current headquarters is in Thimphu, Bhutan. The current Chief Commissioner Major General Chimfi Durhi, and the requirement to become a police is 5'7" in height and 148 pounds. The special unit, they call it Bhutan Special Forces, with 9,940 BTN to 34,300 BTN. And the motto of the forces, truth, services, and security. The Colombia, the organization called Policia de Nacional of Colombia. And the mother agency of the Colombia is the Ministry of Defense and supervised by the Ministry of Defense. And the current headquarters is in Bogota, Colombia. And the current chief commissioner is the Oscar Arterhotua Duque. And to become a police must be 5'7" in height and 148 pounds, and a high school graduate or GED certificate or a college graduate, and the special unit, they call it Comando de Operaciones Speciales. And the salary of the organization is 1,340,000 COP. And the motto is the God and Fatherland. And that's all. Thank you po.